And now for tonight's last word, and this time it's a personal word from Donald Trump to me. Last week, I told you about my surprise at discovering in my office mail pile an envelope from Donald Trump that contained a check for $10,000 for the Kind Fund with a handwritten note on the check stub saying, "Lawrence, very good work on this. Best wishes, Donald." The check was written the day after we had Victor Chinyama on the show talking about how he helped me deliver that first classroom of desks in Malawi 5 years ago and how Victor helped create our partnership with UNICEF for kids in need of desks that has now delivered hundreds of thousands of desks to Malawi schools and has provided hundreds of scholarships for girls to attend high school in Malawi, where the high school graduation rate for girls is half the graduation rate for boys. Donald Trump wasn't the only person who contributed to the Kind Fund after seeing that segment, but everyone else who contributed went to lastworddesks.msnbc.com or called 1-800-4UNICEF, and all of those contributions were processed by credit card through UNICEF. But Donald Trump was the only person who sent me a check, and as I said when I told you about it, it's completely understandable that he sent that check to me because we had never bothered to explain how to send a check to the Kind Fund and how to make that check out. And so I couldn't accept the check that Donald Trump sent me for two reasons. First, through no fault of Donald Trump's, it was made out incorrectly. Instead of being made out to U.S. Fund for UNICEF with Kind in the memo line, it was made out simply to Kind. And so we had no way of processing that check. That made it an invalid check, basically. And UNICEF could not have deposited that check if I had passed it on to them. So there was another reason why I couldn't accept Donald Trump's check, which I explained to him in a letter that I read to you just before sending it to him. Dear Donald, thank you very much for your generosity. Unfortunately, in our current positions, yours as a presidential candidate and mine as someone covering your campaign, I cannot accept or pass along a check from you for any purpose. I hope you will understand this predicament. And I hope that when your campaign is over or when your presidency is over, you will resend this check because the need will still be there. Classrooms in Malawi will still need desks. Girls will still need financial help to go to high school. In the meantime, to assure the immediate fulfillment of your generous intent, I have written my own personal check for $10,000 to the U.S. Fund for UNICEF that I am sending to UNICEF in place of yours. Yours sincerely, Lawrence. Needless to say, I wasn't exactly sure how Donald Trump would react to that letter. I meant it sincerely, and I wanted him to take it sincerely. Well, now I know. I believe that all of my dealings with the presidential candidate on a matter like this should be completely transparent. And so Donald Trump and I have had no communication about this other than his original note to me and my letter of reply to him, both of which I've read to you. And now his note replying to my letter, which I received at my MSNBC email address with the subject line, "A note from Donald J. Trump." And here it is. Lawrence, just got your note. Very nice. Your sending a check is class. You'll have mine in 8 years. Best wishes, Donald J. Trump. And so, Donald J. Trump gets tonight's last word.